And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to NFL Week 8 pregame kickoff show brought to you by three separate podcasts. I am Will from Talk Show U. We have Josh and Jacob. Gentlemen, hello.
What's up, everybody?
From Between the Benches, we have Jake, and Dom will probably be joining us momentarily. Hello, Jake. Okay.
How's it going?
And then Play Action Podcast, we have me and Colton. Hello, Colton.
What is up, baby?
Big week ahead. Trade deadline looms. And, well, a whole bunch of stuff to talk about, so let's kind of get right into the news here. So the NFL right now is worrying about late season COVID outbreaks to non-playoff teams. They are encouraging teams to avoid COVID as if, what everyone's trying to do right now. And if your game is canceled, you will not get paid because they will not make up those games. I want to hear your guys' opinions on this, as it's kind of a weird situation going down with that, with the whole players. We're kind of going all off during the off season, hoping that their games wouldn't get canceled. So, what are you guys' thoughts on this so far?
Well, all right. So I guess I'll start this thing off here. So for me, the way I look at it is the NFL is putting a place in where if guys want to mess around and go out, and since your team's not going to be in the playoffs, you're not going to be taking it that seriously. You're going to go out and party, do what you got to do. Like you saw with the Giants already, Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones going out and doing their stuff. So the NFL is putting this in place where you want to mess around and go get COVID and your game gets canceled, you're not getting paid. So, and it's a big thing for these players. You got 17 games, 17 game schedule. Clearly 16 they actually play, but 17 weeks. Already had buys messed up, so you can't fluctuate the schedule anymore. It's going to get to a point in the season where you can't mess the schedule. You can't put a buy in for someone that we're switching buys because teams have already lost their buys. So you cannot fix schedules. And for teams that are going to mess around with their going out and partying and getting COVID for those bad teams, sure. The only thing that matters is you're getting paid for these games. And guess what? The NFL's putting a place in now. You want to mess around, you're not getting paid. So you're going to have those big guys on those teams that aren't getting paid those mega deals that they're going to be getting for each week. So those guys are going to be on the younger players like, yo, this better not mess with my money, because once money's messed with, that's when problems start to happen. So the NFL's kind of, I guess, putting a plan in place here where you want to mess around, you're going to mess with people's money. And we don't want to mess with your money, but if you want to be stupid, we're going to mess with your money.
I think it's a good thing for them to actually find a way to keep things kind of in place and on track. Because obviously them finding the Titans, and I think they actually find Daniel Jones and Saquon too for not wearing masks. I feel like that's kind of, fines are always not that big of a deal to me, just because players have millions of dollars anyway. So that's just chump change. So if you tell them they're not going to get paid a week because they went out and partied that week, yeah, that's a much bigger deal than just getting fined $5,000. So I think it's a much better way to go about it, because they do need to keep the season in control if they want to continue it and play the entire season.
My thing is basically like
and especially.
Go ahead, Jake. I mean, he's kind of
already out of it. Like, they have no incentive to keep playing.
Yeah, I mean, mine is basically how Colton said it. Yeah, I mean, obviously the younger players are going to be more inclined to go out and party, and older players are a lot more serious about it. And then obviously the Giants being 1-5, I think, obviously aren't as concerned as other playoff teams. You're affecting not only your team, but you're affecting the other team's money. I mean, it's just, it's a good idea, especially for the NFL to do that, just because of younger players like that. They're going to mess with other people's money, and accountability is really all it is. So that's good.
And we've seen some COVID outbreaks with the Raiders, and currently the Giants dealing with one of their players as well, Hernandez, who was out Monday night against Tampa Bay, and the Buccaneers are dealing with one of their assistant coaches, who has now been out of the facility. There's no harm there with no positive cases. All the games are good to go for Sunday right now. And let's look at Sunday. We have another 2020 first-round quarterback starting, Tua Tagovailoa. He's getting a start in Miami against the Rams. But this is an audition. They want to see if Tagovailoa is healthy enough to be playing in this league. If not, as what Adam Schefter reported earlier, Miami's already the holder of Houston's first and second round picks, and Houston already has a very high pick going into this draft as we speak. And they may be looking at the future of a future quarterback, potentially with Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, or even the kid out of North Dakota State. Do you think it might be too soon giving up on Tua, considering he was the 5th overall pick in this year's draft?
I think it's personally way too early to give up on him. You got to give the dude a chance before you just throw in the chips and say, all right, let's go get another next year. The Cardinals kind of did that with Josh Rosen after they tried him out and then went and got Kyler Murray the next year. But they tried Josh Rosen and wasn't about it, especially when their new coach came in, Cliff Kingsbury. He wasn't about it. So maybe if they get new coach and stuff and he doesn't like Tua, they go get another. But you got to give the guy a chance, in my opinion. The dude's a rookie. Let him play. See if he can stay healthy too. So,
honestly, I don't like anything that the Dolphins are doing. I don't like that they drafted Tua. I guess I don't mind that they drafted Tua. I don't like they drafted him so high just because of his injury risks. But no, so you're gonna draft him at number 5. I think is what it was, number 5. Trevor Lawrence was a projected top draft pick, even going into this, like even last year when they drafted Tua, they knew this. You are getting Tua. I hate that they're throwing him in this game. I mean, you're going to start him after Ryan Fitzpatrick didn't have a bad game. Ryan Fitzpatrick was doing okay and doing decent. You're throwing him in against a vicious Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, a corner. I mean, it makes no sense to me that they're doing that. And then, I mean, yeah, I don't think that you shouldn't give up on him. You're going to throw him in and then, possibly pick another quarterback right after that. It makes no sense to me. None of it makes sense to me.
Well, for me, the way I look at it is they're going to have another high pick, most likely, unless Houston gets it going. I thought Houston was a solid team. Apparently, I'm wrong. It clearly just isn't Bill O'Brien. And the fact that the Dolphins are going to probably have a top 10 pick here. And another first-round draft pick, this is why they're kind of pushing the tempo here with Tua. I also do like the fact that they're playing Tua. The fact that people aren't looking into this, the Dolphins are probably under a lot of pressure. You got Justin Herbert playing as good as he is. Joe Burrow playing as good as he is right now for Cincinnati. Pressure's on for Tua to get on the field. What are the Dolphins waiting for? We know what Ryan Fitzpatrick is. We know what his ceiling is. Why not put Tua in? It's time to play him. And the fact that I get it. It's not the best situation we talked about, playing him against Aaron Donald on the Rams. I get it's not the perfect situation. But at the same time, though, he's had 2 weeks to prepare to be starting quarterback. And the fact that you're going from a right-handed quarterback to a left-handed quarterback, which means adjustments on the offensive line, rolling out and play actions. You have the offensive line rolling out to the right for Ryan Fitzpatrick. Now it's a big adjustment going left for Tua. So you got to make some of these adjustments. And if you're going to do it on a 1 week, going from, having no bye, going from one game to the next, and you're popping 2 in, that doesn't help anyone. That doesn't help out the Dolphins at all. So you're going to do that without a bye. They have an extra week to prep, and it gets going for Tua. They get the line movement. And we got to also think this is not the best offensive line in the league, not even anywhere close. So they're going to give them another week to hopefully get these shifts down. Darn well Flores went into this week going, Tua, make sure you know where Aaron Donald is, all right? You're up at the line. You're telling the line where this guy is, because that is your big problem. Make sure you know where Aaron Donald is, and he's elusive. He's going to have that bell go on his head to get rid of the football, because Aaron Donald is going to be coming for him. So I'm totally okay with them playing Tua here. I get Ryan Fitzpatrick was doing very well for them. They're right now in the playoff hunt. They're in the division hunt. I'm totally okay with them playing, because Tua could put them over the top. Tua could be that guy that puts them over the top. Like I said, you know what Ryan Fitzpatrick's ceiling is. Tua could put them over the top and give them like a spark to that offense. Like we saw how week 1 was for the Chargers. They just escaped with a win against Cincinnati. And we saw Tyrod Taylor did not have an effective offense going week 1. Justin Herbert comes in, and Justin Herbert honestly should have 2 more wins. Should have beat the Chiefs if he doesn't make that rookie mistake. And against the Saints, if his kicker could just kick a field goal. It wasn't even a long one. Kick a field goal. So I think that's also pressure on the Dolphins here to play Tua. And to be fair, what are we waiting for? If the Dolphins organization, and I trust Brian Flores on this, came from New England. So far, he's running a good ship down there in Miami. Last year, he had no talent, won some games that people did not expect them to win. So I 100% trust this organization right now with Flores at the helm. And if Flores thinks Tua is ready, why are you going to wait? What are we waiting for? You're going to make the playoffs and Tua doesn't play at all season? What does that do for anyone? So you're going to have a team that you say you have another good offseason free agency and you get some big signings. It's like, all right, now we got our quarterback and you're going to put him in next year with rookie mistakes. Let him get the mistakes out now. So I'm totally all in on them playing Tua right now. See what you got from the kid, man. See what you have from Tua.
I mean, I agree with you with all that, too. And I think they should have had a win against the Buccaneers, too, if their defense could have just held it down. But, hey, it leads to that discussion, who's the better rookie quarterback, Burrow or Herbert, and we'll eventually see how Tua goes when we get, a good sample size of how he's going to be playing in this league. Let's go from one quarterback to another quarterback. James Madison University makes history tonight with their first quarterback to be starting in the NFL, with DiNucci at the helm for the Dallas Cowboys, with Andy Dalton now out. I never heard of James Madison University. Well, that's a lie. I didn't know they had a football team, so I decided let's look some stuff up. They have a 5-time Super Bowl winner in Charles Haley that came from that school, so that's that. Arthur Moats, Colton should know who that is. Damn well he should. And DiNucci now, he makes history being the first quarterback to start under that program in the NFL. So, a little bit of history going on there. And now let's look at some trade deadline stuff. The deadline, is going to be ending 4 o'clock Eastern on Tuesday, November 3rd. And let's look at some stuff. So, Ian Rappaport came out today saying OBJ has played his last game as a Cleveland Brown, as they're going to aggressively trade him somewhere in the spring/summer under whatever cap situation there may be. He's guaranteed $12 million if he is healthy to start off the league year in March. I don't know where you guys are looking at. We may see OBJ. Could New England be a destination? Could he end up going back to New York but be playing in green instead of blue? Possibilities are endless here.
Yeah, I think the possibilities of him going to any team could be literally, like you said, any freaking team. I don't know if it's the right move for them to get rid of him. I don't think he's had that bad of a season. I think he's figured out his head case like he had in New York, at least a little more. I don't see him throwing tantrums on the sideline or getting hit by a field goal post net. So it's pretty solid to me, being a New York Giants fan. I like seeing the dude succeed. But, I don't think that Baker and him have a certain connection that maybe they were looking for in the first place. So that might be the reason they're shipping him out. I would like to see him maybe go – I don't know where I'd like to see him, to be honest with you. Maybe the Chargers, to be honest. They have a lot of receivers already, but maybe pairing Justin Herbert with him might be a solid pickup.
Yeah, but that's where I don't want to see Odell with Herbert. He's got Keenan Allen already there, who's better than Odell. I'm sorry to tell you, Keenan
and
Allen.
Williams.
Yeah, Mike Williams is hit and miss, man. Mike Williams shows up when Keenan Allen isn't there. So, but I'm all in on Keenan Allen, very underrated receiver. Where I would like to see Odell go is Green Bay. I really just want to see someone else pair up with Devontae Adams. It's kind of where I'm at here. Can we get Aaron Rodgers some help, please? Because I would love to see something crazy there with Devontae Adams, AJ Green, Odell, whoever the plug-in receiver is there. I'm all in on it. I don't get, man, what you're not going to get the same value for Odell that the Giants got. So why trade him now? You're not getting a first-round pick and a starting guard and Jabril Peppers. I get they got Olivier Vernon also in that deal, but Oh my goodness. Cleveland being Cleveland. Like, what are you doing? You're not going to get the same value for him. Same time, though, this is not Bill O'Brien running this organization. So you might get a first for Odell. Highly unlikely, but you might. Bill O'Brien going to trade DeAndre Hopkins, and we're not getting a first-round pick. But, the Browns might for Odell.
Well, let's
See,
I'll let you go. Come on.
I was just gonna say, I mean, like Josh said, as far as maturity, I think Odell's matured so much since the Giants, and I think it's huge for his trade value, honestly, because it was a big issue, obviously, with the Giants. I like the idea of trading Odell, just because statistically, Baker does better without Odell in the field. Like statistically, he does, which is obviously not like I don't like saying because I like Odell. I want Odell to make a team better, but if statistically he's not making your quarterback better and your quarterback's playing better without him, you don't need him. I mean, trade him away. They have plenty of like weapons on that offense, and so it makes sense for me to that they're trading him. I feel like the Eagles, I'm pretty sure, are kind of slacking on receivers, so I feel like that could potentially be where he goes, a place. Obviously the Chargers, you said, with Keenan Allen, and then I didn't even think about Green Bay. I mean, obviously Aaron Rodgers has been looking for weapons, but are they gonna trade Aaron Rodgers soon? I don't know. Probably not after this season, but I don't know. We'll see.
Instead, they got Aaron Rodgers a backup quarterback, so
Yeah.
good for
And
them.
the third string running back. Can't forget that. Jake,
Yeah.
you have anything to add on OBJ trade talk?
I mean, I don't know if it's the smartest decision. I mean, I know there's the stats about how Baker's been better without Odell. A lot of that's from last season where they were forcing the ball and he just wasn't catching it. But I don't know. I don't really know if it's the smartest idea.
And let's keep on the conversation of Green Bay. They have been trying to pursue Will Fuller for the last couple of weeks, and they may try to get even more aggressive, trying to acquire Aaron Rodgers, some more help on the outside. Alan Lazard was practicing this week, but he's not active today against the Vikings. Maybe looking towards next week for the activation. Getting another piece for that offense, I think, may make it a more deadlier offense in the NFC, to say the least. And the Texans are still they're willing to depart from Kenny Stills, and the Texans are in a full rebuild, only allowing Deshaun Watson, J.J. Watt, Tunsil, and their other tackle to have no one's allowed to trade from. No one's allowed to talk to them about them. No trades are allowed for them.
They should honestly look into trading J.J. Watt. J.J.'s been healthy this season. There's a lot of money owed to the man. I'd look to trade J.J. Watt. I mean, he's on the older side. If he's a young piece, like a Myles Garrett kind of player, fine. Hold on to him. Absolutely. I'm not trading
even
him
a T.J.
away.
Watt. Like,
Yeah,
even if he's like him.
absolutely. If he's a younger guy, absolutely, I'm not trading him. But he's on the older side. So I'm sitting here, if I'm the Texans, I'm taking what I can get. If I can get a second-round pick or something for J.J. Watt, I'm doing it right now. He's owed a lot of money, and you have no draft capital, no first-round picks the next few years. I'm trying to see what I can get. It's just like, geez Louise, man. As you said, Deshaun Watson and Tunsil, I feel like the only guys that are no-touch guys. I'm even taking offers on J.J. Watt unless I'm getting, fourth-round picks, fifth-round picks kind of thing. Otherwise, I'm not moving them, but I'm taking offers on J.J. too, factoring his age. And as we said, it's kind of going to go into like not a huge rebuild because they got their franchise quarterback. It's going to go into like a 2-3 year kind of thing where it's going to be like, all right, we're going to have to get this guy some talent around him, help him out defensively, help him out on the offensive line, which they tried doing, bringing in Tunsil, trading the house to get him. And, yeah, that's backfired because their offensive line still's atrocious. So, oh, my gosh, the Texans. Thank you, Bill O'Brien, for destroying the franchise. Golly.
And they fire him.
And then they fire him, yeah.
That's amazing.
And, well, Kyle Rudolph, the Minnesota Vikings tight end, shows his displeasure. He may be moved with Irv Smith Jr. actually developing into a very quality tight end up there. I've been trying to talk about Kyle Rudolph to New England for a little over a year now, probably last like year and a half, ever since they drafted Irv Smith. Because New England needs a tight end. They haven't had one since Gronk retired, and really since Benjamin Watson was also there as well. So maybe looking at some more tight ends there. Quinnen Williams, the 21-year-old defensive tackle, third overall from the 2019 draft, maybe on the block. Jets are taking offers on basically everyone on that roster except the guys who were drafted this year, like Mekhi Becton, Denzel Mims, and other people there. What are some trades that you guys want to see that haven't even been discussed? Like, if your team was in the position to win, like who, and Cap wasn't even a situation, like who would you want to bring in to be that piece that can probably get your team over the hump?
For Pittsburgh, Deion Jones. I would like some middle linebacker help with the loss of Devin Bush. But to be fair, I'm all in on Spillane. So I'm in love with this guy. But yeah, I would like some middle linebacker depth. As I said before, Green Bay, get another receiver. You were dumb drafting Jordan Love. You could have drafted a receiver for Aaron Rodgers in a deep receiving class. So please go get this man some help. You were just in the NFC Championship game last year. Get this man some help, please.
I personally don't have a team that I pull for in the NFL, really. So I don't think there are any trades that I've been like wanting or anything like that. So not my question.
So as like someone that really likes college football, like what's one college football player that you just loved so much that is in the NFL who's either, you know, doing well or he's kind of like finding himself? Like, where would you want him to land? That's like, that just kind of makes sense for you.
I can't even think of like players like that. I feel like players that are not known, obviously like a big player for me. I'm an OU fan, obviously. So Baker's up there, but I think it's kind of a make or break season for Baker for sure. And as far as trading him, I don't even know where he would go, who would want him, honestly, just because of, you know, his play. But I'm not really sure. I guess that I can think of players that I could say I think need to be traded or want to be traded. I feel like, I don't know. I really couldn't tell you.
So I got one for you, Will. So I'm going to think of a guy that probably no one's thinking about. Since Dallas is still being stupid, they're not taking trade offers on Michael Gallup. So don't understand that there. We talked about it this week. You got CeeDee Lamb, who you didn't need to draft when you had a crap ton of defensive needs for Dallas. Decided that, yeah, we don't know. We're going to draft another receiver we don't need. We just paid Amari Cooper. We have Michael Gallup. Screw that idea. Anyway, what I think, if Dallas is going to continue with the stupidity, trade for the guy in New Orleans, baby. Go get Mr. Crab Legs himself. Go get Jameis Winston, please. Stop being stupid. Go get Jameis Winston. He will launch this ball down the field. Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb. This offense will be back in motion. Go get him. I get he's a turnover machine, but why not? Andy Dalton's been doing the same thing. Go get famous Jameis. He's cheap. Screw it. Go do it. You think you need a quarterback? Go get Jameis Winston. Give the Saints a call. Guarantee you can give up like a 4th-round pick to get him. Go get him. If you're going to be that stupid and not going to take calls on Michael Gallup, and this team has a crap ton of needs, go get Jameis Winston. Very underrated move. Go get Jameis Winston.
I mean,
But Colton, you do have to think about them starting Ben DiNucci. What if he just outshines everybody?
Yeah. Okay. I'll tip my hat to him. Guess what? If he starts next week, you know who's playing? This Pittsburgh defense, and their offensive line's atrocious. So absolutely not. Go get famous Jameis. Gonna eat a W today. Go get Jameis Winston, please. Please, for me. I love Jameis Winston. Please just go get Jameis Winston. I want to see him do something this year.
You're the biggest fan of Jameis I've ever seen.
Bro, I'm all in on Jameis Winston. The guy he couldn't see. He couldn't see.
he got that 30-30
right?
though.
Yeah, 30-30 does not look good, man.
He couldn't see. He got surgery.
I can't blame it all on that. I really can't.
I can't either.
I feel like
How bad was his vision like? I wish we could see.
Because if you got to get surgery for your vision, it's probably pretty bad.
It's probably pretty bad.
Especially playing quarterback, you know, at the same time, though.
The one position you probably need to see the entire field.
Yeah.
Same time, though, man. They're different jersey colors. It's like, all right, is that red? I'm just going to throw it there anyway. Oh, my gosh, Jameis Winston. But, hey, man, bring the crab leg guy back to freaking Dallas. Why don't you, golly?
If we're talking about screw it trades, I got one.
Love that.
Ertz for Stephon Gilmore.
Hey, yeah, screw it at this point,
Wait,
Jake.
you want Hurts like a
No,
straight?
Ertz.
Oh, Ertz.
Ertz, right? Not Hurts.
No, Ertz.
Yeah,
Ertz.
Yeah,
Zach Ertz.
Zach
The
Ertz.
tight
I
end.
said Hurts. I was like, you want to trade Hurts?
He-
Okay.
No, Zach Ertz is a little more understandable than trading.
I mean that too.
That too.
I mean,
I mean that too.
I mean, going back before Ertz got
Because Ertz is fully checked out at this point.
before Ertz got hurt, the Ravens and the Packers were interested in him and tried to talk some trade negotiations. And then, well, since he hurt his ankle and he's not going to be back for a few weeks, then looks like Ertz is going to be staying in Philadelphia at least to March at the earliest. And since we were on the discussion of the Cowboys on paper had the best defensive line in the league. Well, I shouldn't say best. I say top 3, top 4 with Griffin, Dontari Poe. You had Lawrence. I'm just going to start shaking my head too. Well, they honestly cleared the house. Everson Griffin traded to Detroit. Then they released Dontari Poe. Lawrence robbed the Cowboys of $40 million so far, and he's been not seen on the field whatsoever. I mean, this NFC East is wide open. I wouldn't be surprised if this goes down to Week 17, as this division could be a wide open affair.
No, tonight's game is going to prove that otherwise.
Another time.
Philly's going to win that game, and they're going to prove they're the better team. Philly's also been banged up all season. I get Dallas has injuries clearly with their offensive line and Dak Prescott. Now Andy Dalton. But this is my point. It's not a stupid trade. It's not a screw it trade. I'm going to be stupid and toss this trade idea out there. No, it's a legitimate idea. If Jerry Jones wants to be stupid and not take offers on some wide receivers when they have a boatload of them, why not bring in Jameis Winston? Why not bring him in? If you're going to be stupid and you're going to continue, we're not in a rebuild mode. Our defense is fine. We're going to tunnel vision it. Yeah, no. Bring in Jameis Winston. It's not an actual stupid idea. Bring in Jameis Winston. The guy can throw the ball. He might throw it a little bit to the other team, but at the same time, so was Andy Dalton. So screw it. Bring in Jameis. Golly, man. Oh, my gosh. This division's atrocious.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if the division winner from the NFC East is still below 500. I mean, that division.
Oh, they will be. They will be.
They have to be now, right?
Oh, my God. They're awful.
Yeah, I'm not excited to see who wins that division, to be honest. I mean, the Eagles are 2-4 at the top, right? So we'll see what happens in that division.
And let's look at some injuries right now. Dalvin Cook returns from his groin injury he suffered in Seattle. He's now going to be starting against the Green Bay Packers today. Same game. Aaron Jones will miss his second game due to a calf injury. Jamal Williams is going to be getting the workload up in Green Bay. Thursday was a long time ago, Colton. Colton was so excited really early in the podcast. Said, oh, Michael Thomas is practicing. He's practicing. He's out this Sunday. Game number 7. He's gone. He's missed. And, well, let me look at the rest of the injury report that I had screenshotted. So from Adam Schefter, Marquez Callaway, Joe Mixon, Julian Edelman, N'Keal Harry, Stephon Gilmore, Jamison Crowder, Brashad Perryman, Sammy Watkins, Mitchell Schwartz, Deebo Samuel, Jeff Wilson, Andy Dalton, Miles Sanders, and Alshon Jeffrey are names that are not going to be playing. Chris Carson, a 50-50 chance to play today with his sprained foot that he suffered against the Cardinals last week. Do not expect a full-on diagnosis or even playing time till 2:55 Eastern, which is 90 minutes before that game against the 49ers. And that is the injury report. Let's see what you guys are looking at right now. So, right now as we speak, the Jets and Chiefs game is currently 19.5 on a spread, which is it's looking pretty good if you want to bet on the Chiefs right now. I want to see what you guys are looking at. Maybe what's a surprise team you guys might be looking at going into today or even tomorrow? I mean, I might start with my delinquent pick, as what Jake would call it. So I'm going to be looking at the Chiefs on 19.5, Packers and Titans money line, Eric Ebron and Mo Alley Cox anytime touchdown scores, 6,225 odds.
Well, for me, I got to go with this number. That's kind of crazy. I think it's changed quite a bit. Seattle, San Fran. Seattle is right now a 1.5 favorite. I think Seattle covers that very easily. I think San Fran's way too beat up. I think Seattle coming off an embarrassing loss to Arizona, which they shouldn't have lost. I think Seattle covers that easily at home. That's a game to watch for. Yeah, I'm all in on that Seattle number 1.5. That's like easy money handing out right there on the spread. Jeez Louise.
Dallas being 10.5 dogs to the Eagles is way too much. I mean, I know Dallas is not, they haven't beat the spread once this season, but we're not beating them by over 10.5 points.
I mean, Cole and I were looking at it. I think it was like an 8.5 on
It was a-
Thursday, if I remember.
It was 11 yesterday.
It's ridiculous.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. Dallas's front is very good. I mean, not Dallas. Eagles' front is very, very good. So you got a young quarterback getting his first start. Dallas's offensive line's atrocious. I could easily see Philly winning this game by that much. Am I touching that number? Absolutely not, because who the heck knows in this division? But I can easily see Philly covering that number.
I mean, I know
I'm not as surprised.
Jalen Rager is back for this game, and so is Dallas Goddard, but I don't see who the Eagles blow out this year. I don't see a blowout in our future anytime soon.
But to be fair, this is your game. I'm telling you. They played tough with Pittsburgh. They've hung around with Baltimore. Those are two of the best teams in the AFC. So they hung around with both of them. I can easily see them taking care of business tonight. Like I said, am I touching that number? No way. But I can see them covering it.
I don't think it's that far fetched to see the Raiders beating the Browns. I mean, Cleveland's only a 1-point spread right now, but I don't think Raiders over the Browns is that far fetched.
I also want to talk about this too. There's some really bad weather games going on right now. Cleveland and Oakland. Wow, Las Vegas. Snowy conditions, 35-mile-an-hour gusts. It's going to be really a mud bath right now. Running the ball. Buffalo and New England, rain and heavy wind, and also the Saints and the Bears, very heavy rain and wind as well there. So these games are going to be affected tremendously with weather. At least 3 of them.
I believe there's weather involved in the Steelers game also. I believe there's weather in the Steelers-Ravens game today.
There should be, because I can look out my window right about now, and yeah.
And that's Jake's forecast. Here's a check of your weather in your neck of the woods.
Weatherman Jake.
Well, and also Tyler Higbee is now active for the Rams going into Miami today. So let's look.
Hold on. I'm looking at the rest of these spreads. It's actually a good week, to be honest with you. The number was 6.5. I wish I got on it when it was there. Tennessee at Cincinnati. We all know how bad that Cincinnati defense is, especially that rush defense, trading away Carlos Dunlap to Seattle. Yeah. Tennessee coming off a loss to Pittsburgh. You know they're going to be ready to go today. There's going to be a whole lot of Henry. Put the crown on the guy because I can see 200 yards possibly in his future today. Yeah, they're 7-point favorites. I'm probably going to grab that spread. And another game I was also looking at, what the heck was it? Rams at Dolphins. Rams are -3. I don't know what I'm getting out of Tua today. Very, very disgusting front in LA with the Rams. That could be another game that covers. So 2 games, actually I gave you 3, to possibly put in your parlay, folks. Be aware on those 3 games, man.
See, I'm kind of feeling that way about the Packers-Vikings game. Green Bay's only 6-point favorites right now. I feel like Green Bay's easily going to cover that. In my head, I just feel like they're going to – in my head, that's a blowout to me. But I don't know. I think it's definitely over 6.
It's been talked about this week. I've heard it all on radio this week, and they're like, that's a weird number because Green Bay should blow them out, but not going to lie to you, people aren't touching it because they're scared of Green Bay throwing a Green Bay game here. We've seen Minnesota hang around with teams this season. They should have beat Seattle in Seattle. So people are staying away from that game. But I agree. They should blow that number off, how bad that defense is in Minnesota. I agree. I'm not touching the game now.
It could be partial. It could be partially because they think that the Minnesota could keep away with Dalvin Cook. But yeah,
Sure.
6 points is kind of odd.
Also, some kind of breaking news. Ryan Kerrigan has requested a trade from the Washington football team, and he's not stepping a foot on the field today.
Wow.
Well, thank you, because he always kills us.
Jake's happy with that one.
Wait.
So let's look at some buy, sell, and hold. What are you guys going to be buying into looking at a mid-season looking NFL season right now?
I'm buying into some more on Tampa Bay. I wasn't really high on them early in the year, but the last couple weeks they've looked better and better.
I have to agree. I'm going to buy some Tampa Bay stock too. I usually am not on the same train as everyone else to try to be different. I have to agree, though. Tampa Bay is looking very, very good. Antonio Brown coming into town next week. This offense is going to be a problem. We know that defense is a problem. You can't run on that defense. That you can't get to Tom Brady. This is a problem of a team in the NFC. And I don't see New Orleans putting up with it. I don't see New Orleans giving them a fit. I don't see Seattle giving them a fit. I really don't see a team that is going to give Tampa Bay a fit. You have teams in the AFC that are going to give each other problems, and it's not going to be like clear cut, boom, this team's going to make it. Because I think Kansas City can have some problems with the Ravens, the Steelers, the Titans. I do like Kansas City now, though, that they got Le'Veon Bell, so it's going to be a lot less off Mahomes. But, yes, I agree 1,000%. I do not see stopping Tampa Bay. This team is a problem in the NFC.
I just had one. I'm gonna sell. If you haven't sold them already, which you probably have. I mean, the Jets being 0-7, they're playing the Chiefs. Just get rid of them if you haven't. It's all downhill from here.
It's been downhill since the beginning.
It's been downhill since 0-1, but you're already at the bottom of the pit at this point, playing one of the best teams in the NFL. So
I mean, they're lower than I kind of even thought.
I just wanted to take the easy route.
Let's see. Buying, I may honestly have to buy the Eagles today because this should be a game that they can win. They can be, a game and a half ahead of everyone else in the division. But, in this league, you honestly can't tell, especially with how the NFC East is going. It's kind of just, you could take the division or you could take the division. No one really wants to secure that division as we speak right now. Let's see some sells. What else are you guys going to be selling off? Looking.
Personally, I feel like I've lost so much faith in like the Bears, honestly, that like to me, like they had a good start, but I'm starting to feel like there's not it. I think they're losing obviously to the Saints today, but to me the Bears are just gonna start falling off. I just have a feeling. That's all it is. I just have a feeling they're just gonna fall off completely.
For me, we talked about Green Bay getting a wide receiver. That is another team who needs to get another receiver. Pair someone up with A-Rob because they got nothing going with A-Rob. It's A-Rob and then, wow, Jimmy Graham. You're going to put Jimmy Graham in that conversation? You're not going to put Jimmy Graham in the conversation. A-Rob needs another partner to dance with, just like Devontae needs another partner to dance with. For me, I got to sell. Selling on the Colts, folks. I've been selling on it since day one. I'm continuing to sell on the Colts. This team is not good, folks. I don't know who thinks they're good. They're not good. Selling on the Colts. Selling on them.
You can mention my name next time, Colton. It's okay.
Since I missed the buy train, I'm going to go ahead and buy the Bills this week. I think they can get it easily done against the Patriots and take over that division. It's a pretty weak division, in my opinion. But, hey, Bills will take it today.
I'm going to go with that, but I'm going to sell on the Bills because the Bills, they nearly lost to the Jets. They couldn't get anything going against Kansas City. And then the week before, they get obliterated by a one practice day in like 2 weeks against the Titans. I don't know what's up with the Bills. They looked like a Super Bowl contenders in September, October. That I guess they got spooked out with Halloween. But it's a new month right now, so we can see maybe something changes for Buffalo and Josh Allen. But right now, I would have to sell off on the Bills. It's a gamble on them at this point.
I'm also going to sell the Bills. I mean, I wasn't getting too overhyped them early in the year, and the last couple of weeks have really confirmation biased myself.
And let's look at hold. What teams are you going to be holding on to see their value moving forward?
I got two for you. Instead, I got 5 on it. I got 2 for you. I got the Chargers. I'm holding on the Chargers. They get a win today. They're back in playoff conversation. So be prepared for the Chargers, and I'm holding on Philly. I do like Philly. I think, like I've said before, I think Philly wins this division. Unless they go out, Dallas go out and gets a quarterback. I'm all in on Philly. They're starting to get healthy. Got a bye week coming up. Next week, I believe? Yeah.
Next week.
I'm going to hold on Philly. They're getting healthy. I'm holding on Philly and the Chargers.
I'm following up with Colton's. I'm also holding on the Chargers. I think
Back
they're
two teams.
solid. I think they're a solid team to hold on. Justin Herbert's been looking solid. I can't wait to see what he does this entire season, to be honest with you. And playing the Broncos, that's a huge division game that they got today. So they can get that done today. They take over. So I think they can easily make a push for that playoffs, which would be very surprising with Justin Herbert's first season.
Let's see. Hold. I mean, I'm going to hold on the Dolphins. Let's see what Tua Tagovailoa can do under center. And, hey, maybe he is the solution. Maybe he is the heir from the Dan Marino throne that they've been looking for the past 20 years. Who knows? I mean, you can only try. They've went through so many quarterbacks from, Pennington, Chad Henne, Fitzpatrick now, Tannehill, Jay Cutler. So maybe they have the heir to the throne with Mr. Cigarette smoking Jay Cutler there.
See, I was thinking the same thing, honestly, with the Dolphins. You don't know what they're going to do with Tua. It scares me. It really does scare me for Tua. Like, I'm scared for Tua just because of Aaron Donald. I'm not going to say it. No, so, yeah, the Dolphins for me, he could be really good. I think Tua was great in college. I loved him in Alabama. And so I think he could be a great quarterback in the NFL. But it's just not the game for me. But we'll see what happens. So, yeah, if he does great, obviously, great. And obviously, it'll give me even more confidence that he did it against Aaron Donald. So, yeah, Dolphins.
And let's look at stardom and situm fantasy football. Who are you guys going to be starting this week? That should be a guaranteed start.
Davante Adams.
Every freaking week you should be starting Davante Adams.
He was injured for like 2 or 3 weeks this year already. Right. So, and he's going up against Minnesota. That's another 40-point week for him at least. Hopefully.
Let's see. I mean, I'm going to stick with you in that game, but I'm going to be picking Jamal Williams. Listen, he carved up the Texans last week, and without, they traded Yannick Ngakoue. Everson Griffin has his neck surgery. No, Everson Griffin. Danielle Hunter. He gets his neck surgery. He's out for the rest of the year. That defense is missing a whole bunch of pieces compared to last year. So I think Jamal Williams is a very good start this week.
With the weather we pointed out earlier, I mean, Colton already called it. I could easily see Derrick Henry getting 200 yards today with especially that weather. They're just going to hand him the ball just like they did in the playoffs. So Derrick Henry's stardom, easy start for me.
Well, I'm glad you took my guy, but yeah, it's gonna be Derrick Henry. My next guy I'm clearly gonna go with is Carson Wentz, playing an abysmal Dallas defense tonight. Carson Wentz, ride the train on the Wentz wagon, baby. Get on it.
One more person I'm going to start is Brandon Ayuk against a very depleted Seattle secondary as well. I feel like if the 49ers line can actually hold up, I think Ayuk can be setting up for a big game, especially with Deebo Samuel out for the 49ers. You got anything to add, Jake?
I kind of like T. Higgins. I kind of like T. Higgins in their game because with Derek, he's going to be holding the ball for the Titans. So it means Joe Burrow is going to have to throw, again, a huge amount just to get him, quickly score. And he's been the favorite red zone target. So I see at least a touchdown from T. Higgins.
Got some injury news coming out for probably the best game of the day. Steelers-Ravens. Steelers starting slot corner. Mike Hilton is out. Starting special team captain Jordan Dangerfield is out. Mark Ingram is out. So there's some news for probably your best 1 o'clock game on the market today. If you're no number one running back there, excuse me, on back check that starting 2 running back in Baltimore is out. Lamar Action Jackson clearly is a go. So yeah, you got to throw that one in there. But yeah, heads up for that. Could be a J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, Rutgers product kind of day there in Baltimore.
And let's see, what are you guys going to be sitting this week?
You go ahead.
I'm going to start it out because I'm benching him for Jamal Williams. Zeke Elliott, I am benching. I am honestly done with Zeke. Putting up an abysmal 5 points last week against the football team's defense. And I think this might be another very bad week, especially with the O-line of Dallas kind of in shambles right now. And it shows that Zeke really needs that offensive line to put up some big numbers.
I'm going to go ahead and say my sit, which is my Daniel Jones. It's just not going to be a good week for him playing that third-ranked defense, Tampa Bay. That's not a good look, especially last week with pretty much a pedestrian game, to be honest. He didn't do anything spectacular, especially on that 80-yard run in which he just tripped over nothing. So, yeah, not going to be a good day on Monday night for him.
My sit has to be Mr. Josh Allen. Clearly, I'm not sitting because I don't have another quarterback, but if I could, it'd be Josh Allen, man. Josh Allen struggled in the past few weeks here. I thought a guaranteed get-right game against the Jets, did not get right. But if I'm going to sit someone, it's Josh Allen, man. He's starting to scare me a little bit.
See, I feel like Jake pointed out earlier that Joe Burrow's probably going to be throwing it a lot. I don't like that. Obviously, you said with the weather. I think this is the week that he's been really good about not throwing picks. I feel like this week might not end up as well for him. So to me, I just don't think it's a good idea to start Joe Burrow when they should be running the ball. Obviously, Joe Mixon is out, you said, right? I think.
Yes.
So, I mean, obviously, they should be throwing the ball, obviously. Realistically, that's what you should be doing. But I think that you have to think about, how the weather's going to affect everything. So I don't like that game for Cincinnati at all, especially on offense or defense.
You got anything to add, Jake?
I suck if I don't really want my advice.
I mean, we can move on to the last segment. Locked pick. What is your locked pick going into today? What are you guaranteeing a win for which team?
I don't want to take the easy road. I mean, I think
Easy.
we're all thinking about it. I don't want to take that loss. Let's just all throw it out there. Let's say we all can't choose this game, Chiefs over Jets. Okay, it's an obvious. All right, if the Jets pull that out, props to them. All right, props to them. But no, that's a lock. Let's not even go over that one.
I think there was a ridiculous stat I saw, but the last time a team has lost by at least 7 points or more that had started 0-7 was the 84 Oilers, and their first win was Week 8 against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Wow.
I don't know if history can strike twice or
What a
lightning strike
coincidence.
twice, but
History does repeat itself, Will. So we might see a Jets win today.
I hope not.
I hope not.
Let's see.
Hmm.
Locked pick. I mean, I'll just start this out. I think the locked pick easily Green Bay. I don't have
That's
to
what I was thinking.
think of
I like
anything
that.
else there.
I don't know if you can ever make division games a lock, to be honest. But I mean, I'm going with Titans. Nothing about that game screams that the Cincinnati can win that game. Nothing about it.
Well, to be fair, I just looked up the weather because I didn't think it was raining in Cincinnati. It's very windy is what it is. It's very, very windy. The weather is fine. It's just really windy. It's going to be sunny, no rain in Cincinnati. It's just a lot of wind, 20-mile-per-hour winds. So, yeah, I got T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd going. Probably an awful start, but I got everyone else hurt or on a bye. So I got to start both of those guys. And that awful idea with the wind. For my lock pick, oh, my God. I don't even know. I could, as everyone said, I could beat the dead horse here and take the Chiefs. I'm going to go out and take the Rams over the Dolphins. I'm going to go there with my lock pick. I think Tua struggles a little bit against a very good defensive front and Jalen Ramsey on the back end. I think the Rams get it done in Miami.
Yeah, see, I was thinking the Rams as well, just because this is a big division week. I really don't know. Besides Titans, Bengals, Rams, Dolphins, maybe I wanted to take the Bills, Patriots. Maybe I'll go with that one, just because Patriots not having to kill Harry, Julian Edelman. I don't think they can get it done against the Bills, so I'll take the Bills on this one.
And what is your upset pick of the week? I mean, I was thinking about this, so I'm going to go off right here. I think the Giants pull it off. Daniel Jones got his first ever NFL win against the Buccaneers in that classic game, Week 3 last year. And, hey, maybe we might see Danny Dimes and Tom Brady sling it out. A very good Monday night game ahead. So, will it happen? Probably not, because both New York teams are really
Garbage.
big underdogs right now for at least this week. So, I'll be taking the Giants on my upset pick.
Well, my upset pick has to be the fact that
I
the
got-
Saints. I'm very sorry, whoever just cut off. You continue, sir.
I think I got the who was it? Patriots over the Bills. I think they think that Bill Belichick against Josh Allen has been, he's given him fits in the past. I know the Patriots haven't been their old selves, but if there was ever a game, this is it, that they just come out and shock the world.
See, on mine, I think mine might be the Raiders Browns, just because I feel like the Browns are inconsistent, and although I do, like I said, I pull for Baker, obviously, but I don't know. The Browns just give me a weird feeling. I think that they're obviously on the right track. They're obviously 5-2. It's crazy for the Browns to be that way, especially with the rookie head coach Kevin Stefanski, who's been doing great, obviously. So, but I think the Raiders have also been a lot better, and I think that they're more than capable of beating that Browns team.
And for me, I'm going to go with the home dogs. I'm going to go with Chicago, man. I don't know how they're not favored in that game. I'm going Chicago. I think Chicago gets it done. No Michael Thomas again. Oh, my God, for the Saints. Yeah, I'm going to give me Chicago, man. They're at home. Good defense. Drew Brees. We'll see what can happen with Drew Brees. Guy can't throw over freaking 20 yards. Give me the Bears at home. 4.5-point dogs. What? Give me the Bears.
I just want to say that Will inspired me for mine. If we're going upset pick here, I'm just gonna go out and say it. The Dolphins against the Rams, okay? And I think they could get it done. I don't think it's that far fetched. Tua could easily show out and have a breakout game, maybe his first game out. Who knows? Yeah, I'll go ahead and pick the Dolphins. Will inspired me on that one, picking the Giants. So appreciate it.
Super underdog story there. And before
underdogs.
And before we sign off here, Gardner Minshew is expected to be inactive next week. Mike Glennon and rookie Jake Luton are expected to compete in practice for the starting job in Houston for their game next week. So, Minshew Mania may be over, maybe not. Who knows? We will find out soon. So, before we sign off, I'm going to let everyone talk about what they're doing on their shows, kind of hyping up their products as we speak. So, gentlemen, you all have the floor.
Upsets. Lots of upsets.
Yeah.
Like always in college football. Obviously, the Big Ten kind of right now is being run by Ohio State. So that's a big thing probably that's going to be talked about on Talk Show U.
Also, the Big 12, Oklahoma State was the team undefeated, and they lost in overtime to Texas. So that's not a good look for the Big 12. Not looking good at all for those two conferences, but maybe somebody can still pull it out. We'll see.
I just think upsets all over college football. I mean, SEC is the same thing happening. So I think that's all there really is to talk about in college football right now. It's just upsets.
Yeah,
upsets.
and that episode will be coming out tomorrow, Monday morning. So expect that. Full of upsets.
I know Colton and I are doing a big mid-season show this coming week, power rankings, top position players, all sorts of stuff. Might be the longest episode we might do, I don't know, but listen, big week ahead for us, to say the least, so that's what we have going on. I don't know if you have any more people lined up for your Personal Foul podcast, Colton, right now, or
Working on it, my friend. I'm working on
Work in
that.
progress for Colt.
Work in progress, BB. That's right. Yeah. I've mentioned a few weeks ago. So when she gets on, she gets on. So I'm gonna bring that up. But yeah, Jake, what you got going on, buddy?
We got two shows. We got Between the Benches with hockey. So that's kind of more off season. So we're looking at some positional rankings, who's top 20 in the league, stuff like that, off season conversations. But when it comes to football, you can always look up basically the recap of this show where we talk about the week that just happened in the NFL, along with picks. Where I'm trying to dig myself out of the only person who's not tied for first.
Yeah. In our freaking rankings, because we pick every week, we're all tied for first. I think there's 6 of us, or 7 total, but 6 of us tied for first, and Jake's just 1 game behind, but he's technically in last. So it's not a good look for Jake, but I'm sure he'll turn it around on To the House. So
I mean, 2 weeks ago, it was starting to spread out.
Yeah.
I was in last, I'm pretty sure. And within the last 2 weeks, it's just
our picks are going crazy on To the House. So
Yeah.
catch up those on Instagram and everything. So
All right. Well, hey,